I'm Dr. Goldi Jacques-Maynes of Golden Chiropractic in Aptos, California, and I'm going to teach you my favorite stretching sequence using the foam roller to help with pain for someone who has been spending a lot of time at a computer. So if you find yourself in this position for hours and hours and hours, this stretching sequence should help. We're going to open up the chest, we're going to mobilize the arms, and just loosen things up to help improve your pain and your posture. So you are going to want a long foam roller, the length of your spine. You want to carefully get to the edge of the foam roller and lay down on the length of the foam roller so that your head is supported. You want your knees bent, your feet flat, your knees about hip width apart so that you create some stability so you don't roll off the foam roller. You will feel more stable on the foam roller if you have more points of contact. So right now I have 2 points of contact. When I place my hands, I have 4 points of contact. And you just want to rotate your thumbs up and slowly spread your arms nice, wide open into this position that gives a nice stretch across the front of your chest and your pectoral muscles, okay? For some people, this will be a big stretch and your hands may be floating up. If you feel, notice if you feel more of a stretch on one side versus the other. So for me, my right side is tighter. I definitely feel a little bit more of a stretch down my arm and into my hands, and you're just going to hold this position and take several deep breaths. In and out. If you want a deeper stretch, you can go into a goal post position with your elbows bent and your arms up overhead. Also, this reminds me of a cactus. So, goal post or cactus position. Again, you can see that my elbows are floating, so I am getting a much deeper stretch through my pecs. This stretch, you know, for someone who spends time in front of a computer or spends time with their hands in front of their body, you can spend 30 seconds to several minutes a day stretching out your pecs and just really enjoying this stretch. The next progression I like to recommend is what I call a snow angel. So imagine you're a kid and you've fallen into the snow and you're just gonna bring your arms up and down, sliding your fingers on the floor. If you can go all the way overhead, great. And if not, no problem. Maybe you can only go to about here before you feel significant pain and discomfort. But either way, find a comfortable range and just breathe in and out, and in and out. Noticing any difference side to side or what sort of a stretching sensation you feel in your body. The next stretch or movement that I like to recommend is called a scapular punch. And so you're going to bring your hand straight up. Make a fist if you like, or keep your hands nice and straight. You're going to, without bending the elbow, so keep this nice and straight, you're going to reach up and then down. Up and down. And I'm bringing my shoulder blade up and away from the floor and then wrapping it down around the foam roller. So one of the common mistakes I see people do is they bend their elbow. So we just want to practice this with a nice straight arm. And maybe when you first start to do this, you will notice you have no problem reaching forward, but when you go to retract your shoulder blade, it's a little jaggedy or shaky, right? So that just means that you have a weakness in the muscles that help you with this motion, and probably means you need to do it more. Another common mistake I see is people bringing their shoulder blades way up near their ear. So you don't want to do kind of this sort of a thing. Make sure you're activating the muscles underneath your shoulder blade to sort of depress your shoulder blade. Your lats, if you want to know the anatomical muscle that we're activating the lats and then doing that nice scapular retraction. Right, so we can do both arms. You may, again, notice side to side, a difference. On the foam roller, another really wonderful stretch to do, again, with your knees hip width apart, is what I call the cheerleader stretches. So if you're a cheerleader, or you can imagine a cheerleader, you're gonna give me an I, a Y, and a T. So the I is your hands, thumbs pointing up, straight overhead. You wanna imagine you're in a long, narrow corridor, and you're just bringing your hands from your hips up and overhead. Again, consider depressing your shoulder blades as you come down. One of the common mistakes I see is people keeping their shoulder blades way up near their ears and then coming up. We don't want to do that. Drop your shoulders down and then slowly come up overhead. You may feel pain in the front of your shoulder blade, in the front of your shoulder. And if you do, that may be a stopping point and you can't go any further. So that's okay. You don't have to go up all the way overhead if you feel discomfort. Just slowly bring your hand in a comfortable range. If you have significant shoulder impingement, you may only be able to go halfway. That's okay. So give me an I. The next one is a Y. So the Y is to come out in this sort of wider, Y-shaped position at the top, and then narrow it back down to your hips. And each of these movements you can repeat as many times as you sort of feel comfortable. You may start with about 5 of them and work your way up to 15 sets of 15. So the last one is to do a T. Spread your arms nice and wide, and we're just gonna come together in this T. So give me an I, give me a Y, and a T. Excellent. Thank you so much.